Hey guys, today I'm just going to talk about what's been going on over the last couple of weeks since I got home from the hospital, and that is about it. So I will be talking to you in a second. Hey everyone, it is Jenny, and I am about 2.5 weeks post VSG surgery. So when I started at my peak weight, I was 286 pounds. The day of surgery, which was about 6 weeks after I started with the bariatric surgeon, was 256. I dropped 30 pounds in that time. And my current weight is 241, so I've lost a total of 45 pounds since October 14th. I know my timeline for surgery seems really quick, and for most people that would not happen that way. I had been tracking my weight management through medical doctors for about a year beforehand. That was required by my health insurance. So I wish I could tell everyone that, yeah, 6 weeks start to finish, you'd be like, boom, here you are on the other side. Excuse my yawning. That has been an excessive problem of mine since surgery, and most of it comes down to not enough calories and not enough sleep. I have a 4-year-old who likes to wake me up in the middle of the night. I'm also a college student. I've been on break, but college actually, they opened up my classes again. I do this session I'm doing online, so they've opened it up already, so I will start school already to try to keep me a little bit ahead. So I was able to get through the liquid diet portion, which was not fun. I wish I could be honest and say, oh, it was joyous. I hope I never have to drink a Premier shake again. Unfortunately, I do believe there are going to be times that I have to. I probably should still be, because I'm probably not getting in enough protein, which would probably help with the yawning. So I do have the Gen Pro non-flavored protein that I add to pretty much everything to try to get some extra protein in. So the liquid diet portion really was tough. It just, there's no way of preparing yourself for after surgery, that part of, because before surgery, yeah, you're doing it, but if you wanted to, you could cheat. And I know a lot of people do. I did not. I was like a stickler, and mostly because I knew I had so many gallstones and I really needed to have everything as easy as possible because of those bad boys. One of them was close to an inch in size, and there was a lot of them that were big like that. So I really needed to keep my liver and everything as small as possible. And so, yeah, I followed my diet to the T. And the same with the liquid diet, I followed to the T. And that was really hard. And where I'm really still struggling is getting both your liquid and your proteins in. And my doctor leveled with me, and he's like, it's actually more important to be hydrated at this point. Especially when you've got the rule that you can't drink anything 30 minutes before or after you eat. Well, when you can literally take a sip and then you feel like, you've drank a whole bottle of soda, chugged it, it's really hard to get a lot of water down. So, you're constantly sipping, and then you got to stop for 30 minutes, eat, stop for another. So there's this hour several times a day. And when you're eating so little, they're wanting me to eat 8 times a day. So that's 8 hours during the day that I really can't drink. And then there's the time when I sleep that I can't drink. So, I'm finding myself not getting enough fluid in. And that's a problem, and I'm trying to figure out how to do that. And I'm hoping that as my stomach's able to handle larger amounts of food, that I will be able to then eat less, meals per day. And when they say meals, they are 2 tablespoons, if that. I went out, I really wanted to be successful, so I bought these little tiny pincher bowls, and they literally hold 1/4 of a cup of food. And I bought appetizer forks and spoons. They're really cute. My son loves them. And most of the time I can't eat everything that's in my little pincher bowl. And so this past Wednesday, so on Christmas Day, I got to flip to purees and was super excited about that. And I did hit some glitches with that, transitioning over. There definitely was a lot of nausea for me. Doctor says that's totally normal. And so I have been pureeing the crud out of stuff. I made the mistake one day. Because I was actually feeling pretty good. And I don't know wherever you guys are, but down here we have a place called Chicken Salad Chick, and I absolutely adore their chicken salad. And it's like really shredded fine, but it's not pureed. And I ate 2 little tiny forkfuls with my little appetizer forks, and I paid for it for 2 days. The pain was excruciating, and it like got stuck, and it was not good. And I ended up, the closest thing, because I didn't throw up and I didn't have the back end part of things, but the rest of like the dumping syndrome type symptoms, like I was cold and clammy and nauseous and headache and dizzy, and I was out of it. I should not have done that. And so I am pureeing everything beyond puree. And so I will, not this Wednesday, a week from Wednesday, so I've got 9 more days until I move on to soft foods like the chicken salad and tuna and stuff like that. So I've been trying to be creative with the different foods. Done the ricotta bake, and that is good. And I've tried pureeing shrimp after I've cooked it with cocktail sauce. The cocktail sauce, unfortunately, was a little too spicy. I've done chili, a mild chili that I blend up. The chicken salad, I finally blended up with putting a bunch of chicken broth in with it. What else do I have in there? I have a bunch of things. A friend of mine brought me some butternut squash soup. I do find that when I eat that, it does tend to make me feel not the greatest, so I'm wondering if there's some sugar in there. But it's so good, and it makes me so happy. But then I end up feeling yucky, and I love her, and I love her cooking, and it's just so amazing. So another big mistake that I have made, and it's kind of out of necessity, being a single mom and it being the holidays, I pretty much have to do everything on my own. There's very little that I get assistance with, and so there's just lots of moving around of things, and even just like I have a 4-year-old who wants to be held and doesn't understand that, like during church service when we're singing Silent Night, he climbs up and then wants to jump on me, and I'm trying to hold him, and like in the moment I wanted to be with him and hold him, and it was sweet and everything, but then I ended up popping a couple of my stitches, and for now the doctor's just watching it. He's like, I don't want to have to let's just don't be lifting stuff. Like I got kind of yelled at. But it's hard when you're a mom, and I'm also a therapeutic foster parent, which the best way to describe it is I'm a foster parent for children who actually have parents, but they're unsafe in their homes and they're not able to be in their house. So they live with me, and we work on ways for them to be home. And my client right now is really giving me a run for my money. So, which is lots of lack of sleep and just lots of intentionally like putting stuff on the floor, so I have to bend over and pick it up. Or my kids all love to mess with my blankets. I have a bit of OCD, and so in my living room I always want my blankets folded just right, and like they'll just come by and like yank them and like throw them on the floor. So, you know, pretty much a-hole moves, but it is what it is. So as far as, let's see, I've been continuing with my physical therapy for my ankle. Another really cool thing that has happened, because, and I didn't realize that the reason that I was disqualified from getting this specific brace before was because my weight. They never mentioned it to me. But since I have lost the weight, I now weigh enough, like low enough, that I actually qualified to try a new brace for my ankle, which was the whole reason I'm doing all of this, and which I'm pretty excited about, to be able to get out of this boot, because the boot is just one more thing to have to just deal with. And yes, a brace is something to deal with, but this is a light, it's fiber carbon, and it should be able to like give me some more mobility and be able to like actually walk decently. And like, because right now when you're wearing a boot, they're uneven, and so like the more you walk, you have back problems and stupid crap like that. So, but the biggest thing I've noticed since surgery is just I'm constantly exhausted, and a lot of that I know has to do with not just not getting enough calories in, and exuding too much. You know, again, being single mom, I had to set up for Christmas by myself. I have to take down, you know, I actually already did take down Christmas. I'm a little bit of a, I'm ready for this new year to start. So that, and friends of mine gave me their old TV, this 50-inch TV, and hung it up on above my fireplace, and needed a place to put the DVD, not DVD, the, what do you call it, the cable box. And so I needed a little table, and the only place to put the little table was right next to the fireplace, which is where the Christmas tree was. So I had to take the Christmas tree down, and doing stuff like that is, you know, not really helping my incisions. So I'm trying to be better on that, and trying not to push myself too far. And I take a nap every single day. I have to, because there's just no way I would make it. And I'm normally, when school's in session, up until 3 or 4 in the morning. I do not know how I'm going to do this. I've got to figure something out, because I now am going to bed at like 11 o'clock, where before it was like 3 or 4 in the morning. And so, yeah. And that's even with taking a 2 or 3 hour nap in the afternoon. There's just so little. I think I'm up to about 500 calories. So it's really not a lot. And then when I have physical therapy, I know the arm, you know, I have an arm thing I'm using, and I have one for the home too. And so I know that utilizes, and I only do it for 15 minutes. And so that burns 65 calories. And, you know, so it's kind of like I'm burning way more off than I am intaking, and I guess that's kind of the point. But it does not leave you with the mental energy that I'm going to need for school. And school officially starts back up this Friday, and yeah, so I need to figure something out with my schedule. And so I was going to share a couple of my favorite things that have helped to get me through to where I am today. My biggest thing when it does come to sleep is my body pillow. I adore that thing. It was a pregnancy body pillow, and I think I'm going to keep it forever. I've always been a stomach sleeper, and I can actually sleep on my side, and it's so comfortable, and it's just, yeah. It's nice. So, and like I said, I went and I got like the pinch bowls and the little serving, you know, little spoons and the forks, and I got a Ninja blender. And I just got actually in a few cookbooks. A couple were bariatric ones, and then I got an air fryer one and a Instapot one that are for, you know, healthier recipes, because I have both an air fryer and an Instapot, and I want to start being able to plan out meals that the whole family can do once I move on to normal food. So I've got 9 days of puree left, 14 days of soft food, then I can start normal foods. Super excited about that. I don't know how long it'll take for me to get to vegetables and stuff, because like I love salad. I miss salad. I have been craving a Caesar salad and a little piece of steak since surgery. And I cannot wait. Like, that is going to be the most amazing thing in the whole wide world for me to be able to get. And I will probably only be able to eat like this much, you know. But something cool that they did at the hospital, that my bariatric doctor gave me, and I don't know if it'll even work or not, but they gave me a card for restaurants that you can take in and show them that says you're a bariatric patient, and asked if you can have smaller portions for lesser fees. So I'm hoping that would work, because otherwise it's really a big waste of time and money, and either that or my friends are just going to have to get really used to me eating off their plates. So, and be like, hey, can we have a separate plate? And they're just literally going to give me a spoon of their food. So yeah, it's been interesting. My mood has been all over the place. I'm going to be completely honest here. I have struggled emotionally. And I don't know if it is because this was, you know, most people consider this an elective surgery. There wasn't the emotional, like not emotional, but physical support that I normally have gotten when I've had to have surgeries in the past. And part of that too is my parents are older now, and my parents used to always come and take care of me. And this was the first time that didn't happen. And so, you know, there was very, very little of it compared to what I was used to. And then having to parent on top of that was really, really hard. So just, yeah, looking like, I don't know, it was just coming to the grips, just like the whole reality that I'm kind of in this journey alone. And yeah, like there's people on Facebook that are like, yay, you're doing great and all this, but like in my immediate circle, it's not such a great, you know, thing. So that's a little hard. And the things that I normally would do, you know, of either eating when you're upset, or I would clean when I was upset, I can't do either, because now with the situation with my stitches, I'm not supposed to be doing anything, like, and yeah, so it's cool to see changes, and it's cool. One of my best friends, Shelly, gave me 7 garbage bags full of size 14 clothes, which I cannot get, you know, weight to fit into. I don't have anything for the in-between, which is kind of where I am now. So for the most part, I'm just wearing baggy, like super baggy stuff from, you know, my stuff that used to be tight before is super baggy, and leggings, and gonna hold that through until I'm 14. My doctor told me that he'd be happy to see me at a size 12. And I was kind of like, that's not very ambitious. But he was kind of like looking at my bone structure and stuff, and so we'll see. I don't know. I don't have any, you know, my goal is to get under 200 pounds, and after that, kind of see. I don't have any grandiose visions of being a size 2. That's never going to happen. That's just not in the cards for my family, like genetically, and that's okay. I set kind of a goal for myself for when I graduated from college. I have a goal dress that's a size 10. And I don't graduate, not this spring, it'll be the next spring. So I have a whole year and a half for that. And that's kind of where I would like to see myself. I don't know weight-wise where that puts me. And even the doctor told me not to pay attention too much to the weight, to just look more like at how clothes are fitting me. And that definitely is huge. I got a couple of plastic bins and filled them up with all the clothes I used to wear and pulled them out of my closet, the ones that are way too big to even put on anymore. And so that's cool. So, all right, so that's about it. I'm not sure when I'll update again. I'm not going back to the doctor's for a few weeks, so I can't see there being any major changes until I switch over to soft foods. And I can kind of update y'all at that point probably, unless something happens. All right, I hope you're having a great day. And I'm going to go ahead and probably insert a little picture before and after, a couple pictures here just to kind of keep a comparison, because when I'm looking at myself every day, I don't really see it until I see the pictures and I go back and I compare it and it's like, ooh, okay, yay. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that. Thanks.